Hi boys and girls, this is going to be your lesson 8.4 in math. Today we're going to be learning about how to measure using an inch ruler, so we're going to continue to practice that. We're on page 559 in your math workbooks. It looks like this. So if you do not have out your math workbook, go ahead and get that out now to page 559. Also, you are going to need your inch ruler today, so make sure that you take that out. Nobody had said that they needed one, but remember, if you do need one at home, please message me and I can send you a paper one in the mail. Okay? They did come with your packets, so if you picked up your packet, you should have one. All right, so it says, how do you use an inch ruler to measure lengths? Draw each worm to match the given length. So last week we used those little counters that were an inch long. So they want us today to use our little blocks to measure an inch long. So you can see there's my worm, and I put it on there. And the first one that they want us to draw a line of is a line that is 1 inch long. So I put my worm up there, and I'm going to start at the edge of my worm, and I'm going to draw a line across. And I'm going to label that 1 inch. So just 1 inch worm right there is 1 inch long. And it's exactly from the left side to the right side. Not before it, not after it, right there. All right, the next one they want us to draw, a worm that is 2 inches long, but only using 1 worm. So I don't know if you know how to do that. Think about last week how we had to, when Riley was moving that ruler up, it's the same kind of thing. So we know we have 1 inch. So I put my 1 inch down, and I'm going to draw a line from the left side to the right side. There's 1 inch. Now how can I draw 2 inches? I really shouldn't just guess, because that's not accurate with measurement. You want to do it right. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up our worm, and I'm going to place it right where I left off for the 1 inch, and I'm going to draw my line underneath that one. So now I have 1 inch, 2 inches. So this line that I just drew was 2 inches long. Okay, so I just moved that inch over, that inch worm, over 1 to get 1 inch. So I have 1 inch, 2 inches. Guess what number we're going to do next? You're right, it is 3 inches. So I'm going to move my inch down again, and I'm going to place it there. I'm going to draw a line underneath my inch worm. Now there's 1 inch. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to move it over. I'm going to draw another line underneath it. There's 2 inches. So 1 inch, 2 inches. I'm going to pick it up again because I'm doing 3 inches today. And I'm going to draw a line under that, and there's 3 inches. So that was a total of 3 inches. Notice that 1 inch is smaller than 2 inches, which is smaller than 3 inches. So 1 inch took 1 inch worm, 2 inches took 2 inch worms, and 3 inches took 3 inch worms. And notice how I label those with inches, because there is another unit of measurement called centimeters, and we want to make sure that we always know that we're using inches. All right, so you can go ahead and flip your page. If you weren't done doing that, you can hit the pause button. And we are now on page 560. Oh, I just dropped my magnet. All right. We are on page 560 now. All right. It says, what is the length of the string to the nearest inch? So the first thing that you do when you measure is you are going to make sure you're on the correct side of the ruler, the inch side. You know it's the inch side because it goes to the 12. And usually it has a little IN there, so you know that it is the inch side. So you always start at the edge, right where it says 0. And we can see it's 2 inches long. So you can go ahead and fill in that 2 inches. So the first thing you do is you line up the string with the 0 mark on your ruler, just like it shows right here. 0, and then you find the inch mark that is closest to the other end of the string. So you can see that it's not quite at the 2, but it's definitely closer to the 2 than the 1, so we're going to go ahead and mark that as 2 inches. So we're going to practice right now measuring to the nearest inch. Alright, so we're going to take a look at number 1, take your rulers out, make sure that you are on the correct side of the ruler, so we're going to the 12. So I'm starting at the 1 and I am at the 0. I'm not starting at the 1, I meant we're on question 1. I'm lining up the string with the 0 and I want to find which number the end is closest to. So take a look at your ruler. What number does it look like it's closest to? You are right, it is closest to the 4 inches. I'll write a 4 down. Okay, let's move on to number 2. I'm going to start at the 0 at the end of the pencil, and I'm going to go all the way to the eraser part of the pencil. Which whole number is it closest to? Is it closest to the 5 or to the 6? You are right, it is closer to the 5, so go ahead and mark a 5 down. Number 3, is that string closer? Let's see where it's closest to. So I'm starting at the one end of the string at the 0, and I'm going to go to the end of the string and I'm going to see which number it's closest to. That one's almost perfect. That one lines up right with the what number? Very good. It lines up with the 2 inches. And finally, the last one, it looks like we have a purple straw down here. So same thing, I'm going to get my ruler out and I'm going to start at the beginning of the straw at the 0. And I'm going to go all the way to the end of the straw and I'm going to look at what number it's closest to. So start at the 0, let's go all the way to the end. Which number does it look like it's closest to? You're right, it's closer to the 6. It's in between the 5 and the 6, but it's definitely closer to the 6. So we are going to mark that one as 6 inches. All right, make sure that you have those all filled in. I have to break these up into smaller clips because YouTube won't let me upload a big long one. So finish this and then you're going to click on the next video link to watch the next page. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.